Hello everyone, my name is Chaseter and welcome back to another GTA Online video. Today we're going to be doing a Benefactor Garage tour, which I've been working on for a couple weeks now. Pretty excited for this one. I'm kind of a Mercedes fanboy. I really do think Rockstar did such an amazing job with the Benefactor vehicles. And I love how they even have some of the concept cars that Mercedes has. Like, they really did a good job on these cars. But I guess it's all opinion based. If you don't like Benefactor or Mercedes cars, you may not like this garage. But I tried to do my best at making it look good. So let's stop rambling on. Let's just get right into it. Starting off, of course, we have the Benefactor Panto. Like, why not? Because this car is amazing. A lot of people look past this thing, and I think it's one of the best cars in GTA 5. Like, I'm not even kidding when I say that. I have so much fun every time I drive this car. It looks absolutely insane with the super bright lime green with carbon everything else. I try to make this thing look like a drift car as much as I could. This thing's modeled after a smart car, so it's really not a Mercedes car, so I guess you could take it or leave it, but pretty cool car, and I wanted to add it to this garage because, like I said, it's slept on. If you don't have one of these vehicles, make sure to pick one up right now. Next, we have the Benefactor Schafter V12. I'm sure you guys know about this car. I'm sure every single one of you have one of these. It's such a beast of a car. It's a 4-door. It's got a V12 engine in it that absolutely sounds so sick. And I really like mine, if I don't say so myself. It has carbon trim everywhere that it could be with the red interior. I absolutely love red interiors. I know it can be hated, but I just love it so much. And for the wheels, I also went with the carbon black. I think they're Mercies. I would be surprised if I got that name right. But just overall, a sick build in my opinion. Went super simple, but also it looks mean and it sounds mean. If you don't have one of these, I do suggest picking one up because it is an OG vehicle. Next, we have the Benefactor Strider, which I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. But we actually did a video on this a couple of videos ago. This one kind of surprised me with the way it handles and drives. But overall, the customization is really lacking when it comes to this car. I tried to do the best I could. I went with some Ken block looking wheels, went with the white with some type of like bluish gray primary color. I think it just fit it best. But like I said, not a lot of customization, but I did want to add this car in here since it is an SUV. And speaking of SUVs, of course, we have the Benefactor Dubster. This thing is so cool. It's been in the game ever since the game came out. I really wish they would add another one of these to the game. We've been asking for it for so long, and I know we're going to have one in GTA 6. It's been leaked already, but come on, Rockstar. We want a little taste of it right now. This car, it's so cool. I went with a midnight purple, which I actually recently did this, and it looks pretty sick in my opinion. Before I had a matte gray, but I felt like this garage had a bit too much gray in it, and I know Mercedes, they always look good in a gray or like a silver, but I wanted to add some color to this garage. I went with the black grille and the black bumpers. I think I just wanted to like midnight black this thing out. Even though it is a purple, it does look pretty black. The wheels, I usually wouldn't go for these type of wheels on an SUV, but they are the S Racers, which it does have a chrome lip that I don't really like, but I think this wheel looks so good on the Dubster. This next one is a special one. Probably the best car in this garage, in my opinion. Sounds so good. Handles good, drives good. It's not that fast. You know, it's not like crazy at everything it does, but it sounds good. It has character. And of course, I'm talking about the Benefactor Sterling GT. This car is amazing. I've always loved it. And I went with a dark blue and a white racing stripe, which looks pretty cool. You guys probably don't know this, but I have a lucky number and it's 33, and I think it's so cool that they added a livery with the number 33 in it, and of course I had to go with it because it's on one of my favorite cars with one of my favorite numbers and one of my favorite colors too. Like, this car is really special to me. I went with chrome wheels, which I will switch this car around sometimes. Like right now, it looks like a race build, but sometimes I'll make it into a street build and things like that. But right now, this is what it looks like, and I think it looks absolutely insane. If you guys don't have this car, make sure to pick it up. It sounds so good. It's probably the best sounding car in GTA 5, in my opinion. And it has the character, if you know what I'm saying. It's awesome. Next, we have the Benefactor Schwarzer, which was actually one of my first cars in GTA Online. Such a cool car. I know it may fool a lot of people. It can look like just a regular street car that's driving down the road. But if you customize this thing, you can make it into a race build, and it's pretty fast. It doesn't have the craziest handling or anything like that. It is literally a car that you can get free off the street. So don't expect much, but again, it has character. It's a really, really cool coupe, and a lot of people put the Sentinel XS and this car against each other, and they're both, I can't even pick one because they're both such sick cars. I went with a brushed silver on this. I think it looks the best. I don't really like the red tow hook. I'm not really into that, but that was the only option that you could get the carbon splitter with. And just overall, I just tried to go carbon as much as I could, and just a sick car. Next, we have the Benefactor Felzer, which this car is also special to me because it's actually one of the first videos that I went kind of semi-viral on YouTube with. And the build just came out so good. I love the brushed aluminum with the tuner wheels. It looks so cool. Usually I wouldn't go with wings like this either, but just overall such a sick car, and not a lot to say about it. There's not a lot of customization either. This is how this car comes stock, which is pretty insane. You got to give it up for the wide body as well. It was the first wide body in GTA Online, which is pretty sick. Overall, awesome car. It's got really fast acceleration too. Moving on to the Benefactor Schlagen GT, one of my favorite cars in the game. I know I'm going to say that about literally every car in GTA Online, but literally, it's really cool. It's really fast, and the color that I picked for this is actually a crew color that I like to call Sunbeam Yellow, which I'm pretty sure is a real Mercedes paint job that comes on these vehicles. And I think this build just overall came out so good. My favorite part of this vehicle is the back end, besides the exhaust. I think the exhausts are horrendous, but when it comes to the spoiler with the carbon and the paint job, it just shines so good. It looks amazing. I really, really love this car. Moving on to the Benefactor Krieger, and I haven't really talked much about it, but it's actually one of my favorite supercars in GTA 5. It's a little small in my opinion. Like if you were to look at the Schlagen GT and the Krieger side by side, it seems a little thin to me. But overall, one of my favorite supercars in the game. I just went with a silver. I think it looks best with this car, and everything else is carbon. I think the wheels as well match it so well. And it's one of the fastest cars in the game. It's really fun to drive, has awesome handling and acceleration, and a fantastic sound as well. Like I said, sound engineering, don't forget, whoever did it was amazing. And to end things off, we have the Benefactor SM722, which every time I say that, it sounds like a microphone name or something, like the SMB27, something like that. It's such a weird name for a car, but I think this one looks pretty cool. I will say I was a hater of this thing. I'm not a fan of the no windshield or roof thing, but I will say it grew on me, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty fast as well. I was not expecting the speed on this thing. The handling is kind of weird. It's a drifter. It's rear wheel drive, so it's a little bit hard to handle, but again, really sick car. I really like the gold outline with the black everything else. And I went with bright orange wheels, which look kind of weird, but it was the closest thing to the bright gold that was on the livery. And that's going to do it for the Benefactor Garage Tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of silver, gray, and black cars, but when it comes to Mercedes, it just looks the best. If you guys want to see more garage tours in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as that like button. It would really mean a lot. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace!